All right, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Big waves to you. Alicia Bacon, get them hands waving. Cynthia Murray, good to see you. Cynthia, we got to keep this weather out. We're supposed to see you guys Thursday. So, anyway, Mother Nature never asked me how I feel about it. So, good to see everybody this morning. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're having a great day. I see so many great faces out there. Diane Holland, good to see you this morning. Yes, so glad you're on. Dawn Grisham, kicking her day off. So, all right. Well, I could go around the room. I love to see everybody. And speaking of that, a couple of things coming up really quick. Number one, if you're a part of our company, vice presidents or above, remember Millionaire Matrix today. We also have big event tonight, global for our company. Okay, make sure you're reminding your team. We want to get them on. Okay, it'll be a good one. And then hopefully I'll see a lot of this community in Destin, Florida in February. So be setting your calendar. We always like to unite with our Coaches Corner family. So the word for today, Sierra, is intentional. Okay, and I'll share with you that is my word for the Cheryl Bell. We are not letting you escape today without singing happy birthday to you. Okay. So I know it was Friday, but we're going to sing today and you're going to have an amazing day today as well. Um, so the word, and for some reason, my phone is doing some crazy things. All right. The word for me for this year, and I want to share this with you. I'm going to try to be quick, was and is intentional. And I want to share with you why. Like, if you look at the word intentional and the definition, it's like done on purpose, deliberate. Okay. Have you ever made that your word for the year? Like, has that ever come into your mind? Um, so I try to take I did a really good job this year. Some years better than others, but this year really good taking the last 2 weeks of the year to really reflect on myself and on all the pillars of my life spiritually, physically, emotionally, professionally, like all the different areas. And I want to tell you, 2023 was a really good physical year for me. 2024, not so much. Traveled a lot. I went a lot. I did a lot. I was just running. And so when I was reflecting on my journey, my life for 2024, going into 2025, I'm like, the words kept coming in my head, and don't think bad of me. Selfish. That was a word that came into my head. You're like, I'm glad you didn't choose selfish for the year,
Hey,
but it
careful
did.
there, Brent. Careful.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So my word was selfish. I thought selfish. I thought deliberate. I thought I got to be, and then the word intentional came out. And I'll share with you why. And rather than I had notes, but I want you to know kind of my thought, and maybe this is you, because if you're intentional, it's deliberate. It's a it's a focused thing that you do. You know, if you're intentional about your water intake today, guess what you're going to do? You're going to drink more water. If you're intentional about your Bible study today, guess what you're going to do? You're going to read more scripture throughout the year. And what I found myself doing in 2024 some was I like to say run with my hair on fire, but I have no hair. So I just had to say run on fire, run on fire. And I felt like there was times like if somebody called me and said, "Hey, can you be here?" Yep. "Hey, can you be here?" Yes. And although I want to go and I want to do, I also want to be intentional. And Michelle McKay, like growing a business, I use profession, like sometimes you're asked to go do things and it's like, okay, what does the business look like? Is there a calling for me to go? Or am I just going to be going? Right. And that's just one area. Another area of it was I found that in my health journey, I was intentional when I wanted to be intentional. Right. I was like, but I would let anything, like it was almost like Andrea said it yesterday. It was almost like I had a choice. Like it was like, I'm going to try, I'm going to work on, I'm going to possibly do the, well, guess what? If anything gets in the way, I'm not going to do it. Right. I'm going to try to eat healthy. That was kind of my 24. Where 2023, it was, oh no, I'm going to get in the best shape I've been in. And I did. 2024, I was kind of like, so this year, my word is intentional because it's going to be purpose driven. And notice my words. It's not, I'm going to try, maybe. No, I'm going into it going, I'm going to be purpose driven, Dr. Bob, with intention. So if somebody calls me, it's okay not to say yes. It's okay to say, you know what? Let me check the schedule and let me see where we're at and let's look at what you've got, and then if it's not right now, maybe we put a plan together to make it in the future. Or if I'm just about to cancel and go, you know what, like I'm intentionally working um at 5 a.m. in the morning. I almost said try and all this stuff on top of that just now. So 5 a.m. I want 5 a.m. club. I can get so much more done in the morning and I'm ready for the day. But I got to be intentional. And the biggest thing I got to do, and I told this to my son last night, and maybe he's on. I said, we got to win the day. We get too caught up in focusing on tomorrow, the end of the month, last week, when in reality, if I'm going to drink more water, win the day. If I'm going to go to the, do it today. If I'm going to make calls, prospect, do it today. Like, don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about the outcome. Worry about winning today with intention. Andrea, I'll turn it to you.
Well, great lesson. And I'll tell you that I know that it spoke to a lot of you because many of you have already sent me your words. Not all of you. So keep them coming, keep them coming, keep them coming. If you don't have my number, well, I'm sure it's everywhere, but I'll put it in the chat before we're done. So text them over to me because I can't always grab them in the chat over here, but we want your words. But there were at least 8 of you that intention or intentional was your word of the year that I've gotten so far. So I think this is something that's kind of universal that kind of speaks to a lot of people. And we're not going to talk down though on selfish because we're going to talk a little bit about selfish tomorrow. So careful there, careful.
Sorry, it's okay if your word's selfish. It's okay, I guess.
That's a hard one, but I'll tell you, we'll talk a little bit more about tomorrow. So the quote that I found was intentional days create a life on purpose. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like, oh, well, some of you guys got excited. So let me turn off my ringer. I don't know if you guys ever have this. I don't know if it's just me where I will pick my head up and I'll go, what in the world just happened? Like I just went through a month and I lived it, but I didn't direct it, right? There was no purpose, there was no intention. I just kind of ran around wherever I was blown, and let kind of all these outside forces kind of push me in the direction instead of me being intentional and pick the direction, right? So I love this word. It's very empowering. And so what I looked into is, okay, what are some of the perks? What are the perks of being intentional? So first of all, we do get to shape our own reality. When we direct our actions towards getting that specific outcome, we get to shape our life. Just like Coach said, when I have intention that every day I'm going to do my Bible study and it's going to be like clockwork and it's going to happen for me, and that's my intention, well, guess what? It happens. And then I grow in that direction. If I say every day I'm going to be intentional with my food, and I'm not just going to go and get, oh gosh, what did we have in Canada? I don't remember, but they were like French fries. I don't remember what they're called, but they were French fries with stuff
Don't
on them. Poutine.
don't start our. Are you
Oh,
starting our day talking about French fries?
sorry, so sorry. They were awful, horrible, worst thing I ever had. They were wonderful. Anyway, but I could just go with the flow, or I can say, you know what? I have to be more intentional for me and direct my reality and make different choices. Next, being intentional enhances our focus. When we channel our energy into what truly matters, we can avoid those distractions and pitfalls that will happen when we get blown off track. Brenda, I love your face. You giggle so good on here that it's so entertaining for me. So thank you for that. Appreciate that. Next, being intentional allows us to achieve our goals. Anybody else just put something out there and we're like, oh yeah, maybe this is the year that, and we just kind of throw it out there, but we don't put any intention behind it. Then at the end of the year, we're like, I wonder why I didn't achieve that thing that I threw out there. Like, it's not magic. Even if I want to manifest it, I've got to manifest with intention and attract it to me, right? Next, it allows us to cultivate meaning. When we infuse purpose into all of our action, we create a more fulfilling journey, right? I think one of the cute things that my daughter did last year. So I'm in Japan and I'm running around. It's a little crazy, time difference, all the things. And she said, okay, mom, this is what you're going to do to find more joy and have a little bit more fun while you're there. And she said, go pick a color and I want you to send me 3 pictures of this color, right? Well, obviously that was such a small thing. It wasn't a big deal, but it turned that day of a little bit of running around, a little bit frantic. It brought meaning into it because I brought that intention. So I was looking for little sparks of joy to share with my kids back over here in the States. So it helps us, having that intention helps us cultivate meaning in big things and little things. Next, it allows us to build habits. When we're intentional, it forms the foundation for those positive habits that are going to contribute to our long-term success. And then lastly, we'll end here, is it strengthens relationships. When I have that priority, when I have that intention, then it allows us to foster that genuine connection that we all want, right? The connection and the rapport and the strength in those connections that we have when we focus right there by engaging and being intentional with investing into others. So that's the power of being intentional. A lot of you are going to be so dang powerful this year. So I can't wait to see what the result of that is throughout the course of 2025.
Okay. Did you like the word? My word for the year? My
Great
word for
word
the
there,
year.
Coach.
I'm gonna
Great word.
dominate. I'm gonna dominate this year. All right, guys. We love you so much. Cheryl Bell. Where's Cheryl at? I see her on. Cheryl is on. So everybody give some Cheryl loves in the chats because she is awesome. Cheryl's from Kentucky. Okay.
No, she's not.
Cheryl says no.
Are
Oh,
we-
that's right. That's right. Hold on. I don't know. I was trying to unmute Cheryl. Okay.
She should be able to unmute.
Cheryl. Hi.
Bristol, Tennessee.
Bristol, Tennessee. That's right.
Close.
Tennessee.
So close.
I always meet them in Kentucky, but it's Tennessee is where they're from. Okay, Cheryl, this is for you. We hope you have an amazing day. Happy
birthday to you.
Happy
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cheryl. Happy birthday to
You
you.
guys have a beautiful day.
Love you guys. Grateful
Have
for
a
you.
great
You have a
day,
great day,
everybody.
Cheryl.
Love you
Happy
all.
Happy
birthday.
birthday.